So I want to pull on the amateur thing again because the Masters is a pro event, right? So how does an amateur get invited to the Masters? And you mentioned other tournaments that sound like they're a mixture of professional amateur. How does that work?
Yeah, so the Masters is an invitational, and the Masters, by nature, is considered one of the men's majors. So the majors would be Masters, the U.S. Open, the British Open, and the PGA Championship. The PGA Championship is really the only one that no amateurs can play in because that's the Professional Golfers of America or Professional Golf Association, um, PGA of America. That's kind of their championship. But the Masters, if you go back in time and kind of look at what Mr. Clifford Roberts and Mr. Bobby Jones put together, is they really wanted to have amateurs kind of be a pretty integral part of the tournament. So if you go back, there was a lot more AMs that used to play. In fact, every member of the Walker Cup team, I think until about 81 or 83, would get an invitation to the Masters if you were on an American Walker Cup team. But now, today, I believe there's 7 exemptions. So it's win the U.S. Mid-Am, which is what I did, which is the U.S. Am for players over the age of 25, be a finalist of the U.S. Amateur, right? So finalist, so the winner and the runner-up both get in. The winner of the British Am, so that's 4. The winner of the Asian Pacific Amateur, the winner of the Latin American Amateur, and the NCAA champion will all get in. So there's 7 amateur spots. Now, I don't have a Latin American countries. I don't have a passport for that, and same for the Asia Pacific Amateur. Obviously, out of college, so the tournaments that I could kind of gain entry to are the US Am, the US Mid Am, and the British Am.
So you've been in the tournament 3 times, which is really cool for an amateur. And in fact, as you mentioned, you were the low scoring amateur your first time, which had to be a really great experience, especially since it was your first time. Did your third time feel any different? What have you learned over those 3 events that maybe gave you more confidence each round?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. When in 2017, I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't totally understand kind of just the repercussions of kind of what came with that, both good and bad. It was just this incredible opportunity to kind of test my game against the world's best. And I maintain that, any time you have the chance to play in the Masters of the US Open, for those that qualify for the British Open, the same thing. But this feeling and understanding what that carrot is like at the end of the tunnel is pretty infectious. And, when you come up a little short, like I did in 2022 and as well this year, it hurts. And I think part of being a, competitor in anything that you do is winning's really hard. And, when you set kind of lofty goals for yourself and you almost kind of irrationally high goals, you do everything you can to achieve them. And, whatever your goals are, that permeates into your preparation. And when you know what those things feel like, to come up a little short, it hurts. You get back on the horse and you kind of download respectively, kind of go through your process of getting back to it. And I would say that in 2017 is like kind of I joked about, but definitely didn't joke about because it did happen. Earlier when I kind of had a minor panic attack, who knows what that looked like. And now, like with the confidence of, having played in the events before, it's kind of like, hey, like this is a really cool opportunity. We have the opportunity to test our game against the world's best players and to do so, in front of our friends and family who have willingly on their time, come down here to support us. And that's a really, really cool position to be in. And as I said, I'm grateful for it, but at the same time, it would be almost not human to feel in a way like you let them down. So there's a give and take, right? Because we're all human and we all feel like when you do things that are special, you celebrate as a team. And then when, you come up short, you feel like you could have done more. So it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
So in this year's tournament, I guess it's your third time, right? So you're at the first hole in the first round, you're on the tee. All of this experience is kind of in the back of your head. What are you thinking? And what did you have a lot of adrenaline going at that moment?
So I knew this question was coming, and
Sorry.
no, this is perfect because I'm actually, I got to tell you, of everything I did going into the tournament, the way that I was able to kind of construe this moment in my head and to, I don't want to say manipulate it, but to think about it and to start it. Because you don't start like, the night before or the day before or a week before. You start months in advance. And when I go back to 2017, you're kind of focused on the process and you're focused on like, hey, like let's hit a good shot. Let's understand what that moment's going to feel like. And a couple months ago, it hit me, which was really this freeing kind of concept that of anything in the world that you could be doing, there is literally nothing else you would rather be doing than that.
I like it.
That's
And
perfect.
when that clicked, it was this very freeing, like I literally have chills, like even like just saying it out loud. That was a really cool moment to be like, wow, like that, you're going to be nervous and that's okay, but there's nothing you would rather be doing.
That's actually that's a wonderful statement.